Hey, welcome to Tone. I'm Tong. Whether you are always curious about when the world was changing, what was happening in ancient China, well, I'm curious about, so today we're going to compare 1,000 years of history from 2000 BCE to the end of ancient China. And it took me a lot of time and effort to do this video. If you like it, please like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, so let's straightly start. When Babylon wrote down the Code of Hammurabi to govern society with laws, China saw the rises of its first dynasty, the semi-legendary Xia. Its first king Yu tamed the floods and saved the people. At the same time, Egypt had already built the pyramid, and Stonehenge stood in Britain. When Jerusalem became the capital of a Jewish kingdom, when Greece was fighting the legendary Trojan War, in China, the Zhou dynasty replaced the Shang. Around the same era, Confucius, the Buddha, and Socrates all lived. Chinese philosophy, Indian Buddhism, and Greek philosophy were born almost together. When Greece hosted the first Olympic Games for peace, China was still torn by endless wars. But in the chaos, ideas exploded. 100 schools of thought debated how to rule society, trying to control power through morality and social order. When Qing Dynasty unified China, Rome was rising too, but Qing lasted only 15 years before it collapsed. When Qing fell, Rome defeated Greece. One empire fell, another rose. So after another great empire rose in China, the Han Dynasty. Its rulers defeated the northern nomads, opened the Silk Road, and expanded their territory. Rome too entered its golden age, controlling the whole Mediterranean. They never met, but in that same age, both stood at their peak. It was then that Jesus was born in Palestine. When Muhammad spread Islam and unified Arabia, China entered another great dynasty, the Tang Dynasty. Two empires, rising side by side, became the centers of the world. The story of Journey to the West was written then. The monk Xuanzang traveled to India for Buddhist scripture, and Buddhism took root in China. Meanwhile, the Arab Empire expanded rapidly. It captured Jerusalem, conquered North Africa, Spain, and Central Asia, and entered its golden age. And China came to a special era, the first and only empress in Chinese history, Wu Zetian. Her reign was stable and prosperous. When the Song Dynasty began, China entered its peak of science and culture. At the same time, European knights were marching on the Crusades, fighting for the holy city of Jerusalem. Later, China invented the movable type printing and precise astronomy tools. Britain founded Oxford University, but when Cambridge was born, the Song was already in decline. When the Ming Dynasty was founded, the Catholic Church in Europe split apart. 3 different popes appeared at once. For the first time, people realized even the Holy Church could be torn by power struggles. In China, emperors restored Confucianism as the state ideology, a system that lasts for centuries. To today's ideology is still Confucianism. Later, an emperor of Ming moved the capital from Nanjing to Beijing. Beijing became the capital for the next 500 years. At the same time, Europe entered the Renaissance, a rebirth of art, science, and humanism. Soon after came the age of exploration, as sailors searched for gold, spices, and new lands. But when Columbus sailed America, Zheng had already completed the 7 great voyages across the Indian Ocean, not to conquer, but to show China's power and peace. When Italians began dissecting the human body and exploring anatomy, laying the foundation of modern medicine, China still relied on traditional medicine, diagnosis by observation, listening, and touch. It would take centuries before China encountered Western medicine. When the Qing Dynasty was founded, Britain was going through its own revolution. Soon after, the first Industrial Revolution began, and Newton discovered gravity. China, meanwhile, was still locked in its old imperial system. When the Qing Dynasty started to decline from its peak, George Washington raised the flag of a revolution. America fought for independence, and a new nation was born. And in Europe, Napoleon rose to power, sweeping across the continent and building the French Empire. China, however, stayed closed off, falling further behind the changing world. When China destroyed opium to resist foreign trade, Karl Marx published the Communist Manifesto. One empire was struggling against invasion, while one idea was preparing to change the world. When the Taiping rebellion raged in southern China and Cixi ruled from behind the curtain, America was torn by its own civil war. Lincoln abolished slavery. Two nations, both in civil war, both in turmoil. When the West entered the Second Industrial Revolution, China launched the self-strengthening movement, trying to use Western technology to save a broken empire, but it failed. When foreign armies marched into Beijing in 1900, China signed the Boxer Protocol, paying huge reparations. At the very same time, Max Planck introduced quantum theory, and science entered a whole new world. When Einstein proposed relativity, reshaping how we see the universe, China's 1911 revolution broke out. It ended 2,000 years of imperial rule. In 1912, the Qing Dynasty fell and ancient China reached its end and a new era had begun. So no dynasty lasts forever, no empire is eternal. The long river of history races and falls, but the story of humanity never stops.